Hey yo, I'm the infamous one, back in here with another video, and this time this will be a rant that will be the second installment of my series entitled Stuff I Can't Stand. And something I can't stand, it would obviously, draw my ire to make this video in the first place, are people who always try to attack hip-hop all the time, as if that's everything wrong with the black community. They try to always attack hip-hop. Music this, music that, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross. That's all I got to say. Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, and Rick Ross. And this time it was Fox News, and it wasn't like Bill O'Reilly or none of them, even though he's done it, but I'm not talking about them. Some black lady who is a contributor, apparently, as a political commentator. Okay, so, one of them people who talk on the TV, right? And she calls Jay-Z's lyrics, quote, despicable, outrageous, and filled with misogyny. Okay. And it's not like that's untrue. Fine, that is true. That is. Okay. Here's my thing. Why are you talking about Jay-Z so much as if he's the main reason that we are on this kind of downward spiral in the black community? He's not the reason for that. There are other viable reasons for why that's happening. Other things. Music is only a reflection of what's in the community. That's what I always say. It's a reflection of what's in the community. Okay? It's a reflection. Jay-Z didn't just make up nothing about drug dealing. Like when Biggie talked about the stuff, he ain't make up nothing about no drug dealing. He ain't make that stuff up. You know what I mean? The 10 crack commitments. He ain't make that stuff up. That stuff is real. Okay? And it's not to say that you don't know that it's real. Like these people that criticize it, obviously they know it's real. And they want something to change. I think they do. But I think they go about it the wrong way. And I'm going to tell you why they go about it the wrong way. Because you continue to talk about music as if that's just going to change everything. But the truth is, you are not talking about single parent households. You're not talking about the poor education in this country, especially the black people. When you look at how, a lot of black people don't know where they come from, and you get in a lot of this self-hatred, which, for one thing, I could talk about that video. Yeah, I can make a video about that by itself. But, again, that's just another thing, So you got a lot of black people don't even know where they come from or nothing. And you want to sit up here and talk about some music? Really? How about you take care of the single parent households, you take care of the drugs, and you take care of the education, you take care of the lack of jobs, and then we'll talk about entertainment. How about that? Can we get that accomplished? Or are we just going to sit here and continue to talk about some music as if that's supposed to change the world? Always attacking hip-hop. Always attacking hip-hop. And it's ridiculous. Because if you actually think about it, they said the same thing about rock and roll, man. They said the same thing about Elvis. And then they said the same thing. And then they're saying the same thing about hip-hop. And they're going to say the same thing about whatever comes after it. Something is always going to destroy the community, and it never is. Rap music is just the genre that puts it out there more blatantly. They just go out and just say it. You know what I mean? They just go out and say it with cursing lyrics and all that type of thing that other genres of music don't do. But nonetheless, this stuff was already going on before these people started rapping. They're talking about what goes on in their communities. Okay, they're talking about what goes on in their communities. That's what they're doing. So I don't understand why you're talking about it as if that's supposed to make a big difference. Like I said, again, I'm going to keep repeating this until somebody understands it is watching this video that doesn't currently understand it. Talk about things that actually have to do with the black community. So yeah, here's the things that you can do to make something better. One, you could actually talk about viable issues in the black community. Two, you can do something about said viable issues in the black community. 3, if you really want to talk about entertainment and music, there's always, you know, movies that talk about this type of thing. Well, maybe not always, but whatever. There's movies out there that talk about this type of thing. You know what I mean? But who's the most, you know, popular black movie maker out there? Tyler Perry. Just saying. Somebody should be talking about him if you ask me. I don't hear that. All I hear is Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, and Rick Ross. And even Tyler Perry can go right on making the movies he make, as far as I'm concerned. Because this leads me to my next point. Actually talk about something that's better than that. Because there's hip-hop that talks about stuff that's better than that. I'll give you some examples. There's Brother Ali, Pharaoh Monch, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Homeboy Sandman, Hawk House. There are plenty of people who actually make music that is different from what you're getting in the mainstream and what you're getting from these artists. Even mainstream artists are starting to go that way. I guess 2 of them, you know, Macklemore, Kendrick Lamar, who is saying things that are positive and whatnot. You know, I don't hear y'all supporting them. You know, Fox News, since y'all seem to care. And obviously that's about as sarcastic as I can be. But, you know, Msnbc, any of y'all, it's like, show me when you're actually supporting good music. Since the music is so bad and the music is so much of a problem in the community, you show me the music that is actually good. What, is there no good music? Because if you say there's no music with a message, you're wrong and you are lying. Either that or yeah, either you don't know what you're talking about or you're lying, basically. You don't know what you're talking about or you're lying. There's plenty of music out there that actually has a positive message. You just don't know anything about it. Either that or you choose to ignore it. And you choose to ignore what the viable issues are in the black community and in society in general. But we're talking about the black community now, which takes me back to my first point of viable issues. Why in the world are you sitting here talking about that when, to me, that's simply a deflection tactic so you can ignore what the real issue is. The real issue, again, as I've mentioned before, single parent households, drugs, lack of jobs, all types of things like that. Those are actual issues. But you choose not to talk about those. And my second point, not to do anything about those. Not to support any artist that talks against the stuff. But you choose to talk about how bad Jay-Z is, and how bad Lil Wayne is, and how bad Rick Ross is. Y'all need to stop. So, that's just my plan. Here's my plan for y'all. This should be your plan, basically. A, talk about what's wrong. B, do something about what is wrong. C, promote good music and, you know, media and entertainment for people to watch and for people that, you know, to be influenced by. Since they're so influenced by, you can do that. Or D, shut up and stop spewing this nonsense. It seems like every few days there's some new person spewing this garbage. Stop it. It's annoying. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't. Either that or you choose to ignore it. So that's my rant. And obviously, as always, if I missed anything, tell me about that. Put it in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, that is all.